Ravens tried to keep it on the low, but now all of their best kept secrets are officially out, and the NFL world knows about them. So we can get into it. Team Keep It Clean. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications on so you do not miss a single video, and also leave a like on the video. Now, LaJohntay Wester, man, I'm still hyped off of not only his punt return for the touchdown, but the punt return he had before that too, because it was real nice. But we still are living off of that moment because LaJohntay Wester, he showed like, hey, I'm ready for this. I'm exactly what y'all have been missing for a long time, because we've been missing it for a long time. So having somebody like him back there who's young, who brings that energy, brings that Florida vibe too, but somebody who is just literally electric, and he can blow this thing off at any single second, man. LaJohntay Wester is really like that back there at returner. But it didn't stop there, because even as a receiver, LaJohntay Wester was showing like, look, I'm not a one-trick pony. I'm not just a special teamer. I'm a wide receiver as well. Actually, probably wide receiver first, special teamer second. But like we've talked about on offense, I don't think he will get a million opportunities with everybody that we got on offense. But after what he showed, again, not only on special team, but what he showed on offense too, because he had a nice catch where the defender made some contact with him, but he held onto the ball. And then he had that other catch close by the sideline where he really had to be concentrated for that catch. Boy, LaJohntay Wester showed like, hey, I can really be something. So I could envision a scenario now where the Baltimore Ravens, not by a crazy amount, but he does earn some snaps on offense here and there. Ravens got a lot. They got a lot going on offense ahead of him, a whole lot. But if he keeps up what he's been doing, again, like we talked about before, you will have no choice but to put him on the field. Now, Harb, and I know you ain't going to listen to me. I know you ain't going to go by what I think, because I ain't nobody. But John Harbaugh, if it was up to me, honestly, LaJohntay Wester would not play another snap in the preseason again. I know it sounds crazy, but LaJohntay Wester would not play a single another snap in the preseason at all, because what does he have left to do? What does he have left to prove? What do you want out of LaJohntay Wester more than what you got the other day? I would just sit him for the rest of the preseason. I really would, because the job is his. The return man role is his. It don't need to be given to anybody else. Now, I understand at kick return, you may still have some questions there. Who's that going to be? Are you going to try LaJohntay Wester at kick return? You're going to go with Keaton Mitchell? We'll see. But punt return, he don't need to do nothing else. But I understand John Harbaugh, and I know John Harbaugh being a Ravens fan for a very long time. We all know John Harbaugh, and we know that he's not going to sit LaJohntay Wester. I'm sure LaJohntay Wester wouldn't even sit LaJohntay Wester, because he still want to show more of his stuff. Also with John Harbaugh too, we know like he don't want the rookies to assume that they're given anything. He wants them to earn it, and that, okay, I understand that, especially as a head coach, and this is just even as a man. Like you're teaching them life lessons, because football obviously it's about the sport, it's about the game, but it can go way deeper than just the sport itself. So LaJohntay Wester is still going to play, but if it was up to me, I would sit him. But it's of course not up to me at all. Now, somebody else who we had been hearing about in training camp doing their thing and really turning some heads was that boy Mike Green. But then in that first preseason game, oh yeah, he was going crazy with it as well. And a lot of people are looking at him like he could be the next big thing at pass rush, not just for the Baltimore Ravens, but just in the NFL as a whole, especially if he gets more and more opportunities. Just that the bend that he's got, that's gotten a lot of hype and been talked about a lot after that game the other day. But Mike Green is somebody who could be somebody really special. I know my guy Jason from Huddle Up Films, shout out to him. He said Mike Green was 6th overall on his big board. Not 6 in the second round, but not just 6, but 6 overall, the 6th best player. And the fact that the Baltimore Ravens got him in the second round, it's going to be nasty, man. It really is. Let's see what Jordan Schultz had to say about Mike Green, something that he was told. He said, I spoke with someone on the Ravens staff about rookie defensive end Mike Green. He just knows how to get to the QB. They wanted to see it versus a real opponent and loved what he did against the Colts, where he had a 30% pass rush win rate. He's relentless. You feel him every snap. It's fun to watch his tape and to see the bend that he has for his size. He is going to be a great player, and he is. You know what's funny? I was talking to my guy Jason from Huddle Up Films the other day, and I was saying that it's so exciting with Mike Green because we look at somebody like Odafe Away. Odafe, he obviously didn't produce in college like that, but he was still first-round pick from the Baltimore Ravens, and it's been taking some time for him to develop, but he's really been turning the corner. It's been sort of slow and steady, but it's been good development, and you saw last year, he got, 10 sacks last year, and he's really been doing his thing. As an edge guy, as a run defender, as a pass rusher, he's really been coming along, and this year I expect that to continue, but he's been working with the defensive coaches, obviously got with Chuck Smith, who's just been killing it. So imagine... You see what the Ravens have been able to do with Odafe, and he was raw. Mike Green is not raw. Mike Green already got a nice structure about him. He already got a nice pass rush about him. He already got some nice moves about him coming straight from college. So now you take Mike Green and he was productive in college too. So you take everything that he did and everything that he can do already, and you pair that with Chuck Smith. You pair that with the Baltimore Ravens. You pair that with their development. So he gonna go even crazier. Now, somebody else who really don't need to touch another preseason football is Keaton Mitchell. Keaton Mitchell has already proven that he is back. Everything that we heard from training camp and from practices and all that, saying, oh, Keaton Mitchell looks better than ever. He looks like he's even faster than he was before. He looks all the way healthy. We heard all of that stuff, but then when we got to see it for ourselves in that preseason game, he showed us, oh, yeah, he is all the way back and some. So, and he's not a rookie. This is Keaton Mitchell's third year in the league. So and he's not a starter. He can be a starter. If they wanted him to be a starter, he could. But he's also somebody where there is nothing, literally nothing that he needs to show us, that he needs to prove to us. We know everything, not only that he's capable of, not only that he has the potential to do, but we know everything that he does. So Keaton Mitchell also needs to be sat for the rest of the preseason. I know Rasheen Ali, he's dealing with an injury. The Ravens, they brought in another running back. They bringing some guys in for the rest of the preseason, so that's a good sign. Keaton Mitchell, I know last week he missed some practices, so Harb said it ain't nothing serious, so I ain't worried about it at all. But he need to, like he missed those practices, he need to miss the rest of the preseason games because Keaton Mitchell's role is his role. Now, what is his role going to be? Obviously, we got Derrick Henry. He's going to be doing his thing. We got Justice Hill, too. So Keaton Mitchell, he's going to be sprinkled in on offense here and there. But he is somebody that, he needs to... I can't even put a number of touches on it because I'm about to say 6 to 10 touches a game, but it's tricky. It all depends on how the game is going. It depends on the flow of it. It depends on so many factors, but he's somebody that they need to be out there on offense here and there. Well, actually, a lot more here than there, but Keaton Mitchell needs to be out there. He needs to be somebody that is a part of Baltimore Ravens offense. And this is such a great problem, man. I'm so happy for Todd Monken because it takes me back to what he said earlier this offseason. That he said, why would it be a problem to have too many weapons? That's a good thing because if it was on the flip side and we didn't have enough weapons, then that would be the real problem. But Todd Monken got so many. Think about this, man. Remember our offense 2 years ago? Remember our offense 2 seasons ago when Lamar won his second MVP? Remember how crazy they went, especially after they really got it going? And they did have some weapons on that team, but they were nothing like this team right here, right now. Look at last year, we had some good weapons on the team last year too, but it was still not as good as this team right here, right now. This team, boy, we stacked, man. We really are stacked. And Keaton Mitchell is just yet another piece to the puzzle. But again, Harbaugh, you need to put that Keaton Mitchell puzzle piece to the side. Preseason should be a no-no for the remainder for Keaton Mitchell. Now, something that was crazy from a couple of days ago was the way that John Harbaugh was speaking about the injury to cornerback Robert Longerbeam. He just made it so mysterious, and I was like, why is he doing that? Let's listen to his response when he was asked about details on the specifics of Robert Longerbeam's injury.
It's a long story. You know what I mean? It's just a long story. And I really couldn't even explain it to you. As much as I might want to, I couldn't explain it to you. So just... it is what it is. You haven't heard that from me ever, have you, until now? When
I heard that, I'm like, Harbaugh, what are we doing? Why are you speaking about it like that? And my first initial thoughts were, this is your classic Baltimore Ravens stash. After all, I mean, all offseason, especially once they got drafted, we've been talking about how tough it would be for both rookie cornerbacks, both Bilal Koneh and Robert Longerbeam, to make the Baltimore Ravens roster. Because think about it, 2 rookie 6th-round cornerbacks are behind Marlon Humphrey, Nate Wiggins, TJ Tampa, who was also drafted last year, Jalen Armour-Davis, Cheeto Awuzie, now Jair Alexander. That's 6 guys, 5 who are potential locks, but then that 6th will be Jalen Armour-Davis. I wouldn't say he's a lock, but it's looking good for him right here, right now. So how are the Baltimore Ravens going to possibly fit those guys into the roster? They probably weren't. But unfortunately with Bilal Koneh, he got that nasty, that brutal, ugly leg injury in the first preseason game. So hopefully that heals up correctly and he can be back to normal next year. But with Robert Longerbeam, I was like, oh, okay, so what's going to happen with him? And then Harbaugh spoke like that. But when this came out from Jordan Schultz, shout out to Jordan Schultz, provided us with a lot of Ravens information. Maybe Harbaugh was sort of trying to almost protect Robert Longerbeam, because it had me thinking like maybe there was some freak accident, some freak injury that happened to him. And let's just read it. It says, Ravens rookie cornerback Robert Longerbeam, a 6th-round pick out of Rutgers, suffered a torn patella tendon and will miss the entire 2025 season, per sources. A devastating injury with a long rehab ahead. Baltimore has now lost both of its 6th-round rookie cornerbacks for the year after Bilal Koneh tore his ACL and MCL. Whew. That's a lot. That is a really big blow for him, for it to all end like that. Hopefully, again, everything can get cleared up ASAP and he can be back next season. But somebody who, and it's unfortunate, it's a part about football, it's the business, because injuries, they take people out every single day. And it's been like a lot of people getting hurt. And obviously with football starting back up, it's going to happen. It's training camp, it's practices, it's preseason. Stuff unfortunately happened. But it seems like it's a little bit extra. Maybe because we ain't seen football in so long. But anyway, Brian McFarland, he brought out a really, really interesting but a good point. And this would have a lot to do with Jalen Armour-Davis too. He said, with Koneh and Longerbeam both going to injury reserve, Ruben Lowry's chances on making the 53-man roster have now increased dramatically. And he's clearly already been pushing for it. Yeah, because we continue to hear about him all the time, just making play after 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 play. And that's a good thing for him, especially being an undrafted rookie free agent cornerback. But again, he's up against a lot. He's up against a whole lot, because like we talked about, 5 of those 6 guys that we mentioned earlier are essential locks on the team. So where would he fit in there? Could he be battling with Jalen Armour-Davis for that final spot? Who knows? We'll see. But Baltimore Ravens, they got some decisions to make, but it's nice that they do have these decisions to make because their roster is loaded. It was said that today's practice was pretty uneventful for the most part, but they did say it ended with Lamar Jackson hitting DeAndre Hopkins for a 40-yard touchdown in a 2-minute drill. They said DeAndre Hopkins and Lamar Jackson, they got that connection, and Lamar trusted that DeAndre Hopkins was going to beat Nate Wiggins. And, hey, iron sharpens iron. That's all I'm going to say about that. They will make each other better. So it's nice that DeAndre Hopkins, in his first day back to practice after missing the past couple of ones, he was out there making plays. And it's just another nice reminder to know that he still got it. And Jess Ribick also talked about how there was a lot of work for the second team in today's practice. And that makes sense because with the preseason continuing, the game against the Cowboys coming up and then against the Commanders, the starters will not really be playing. There will be some that might play like a tiny bit, but hardly many at all. So for the twos, the second string team and the third string team to get a lot of the work, it just makes sense moving forward until we get to the regular season. Before we get into my favorite part of the videos, I got to tell y'all the other day, just with doing the stream for the first time in a long time, ever since the Bills game, I think that was our last live stream here on the channel, and just the support for the post-game thoughts video and just the support on TikTok as well. Shout out to anybody that's following over there. I was overwhelmed. I was overwhelmed, but in a good way. And I was just like taken back. I'm like, man, like people just really out here just showing a lot of love, just showing a lot of support for the channel, and it means everything. So I appreciate y'all like crazy. Thank you. I wish that I could do more for y'all because y'all do so much for us, and y'all really came through. Y'all really come through all the time. So thank you for that. Now, one way that we do try to show our appreciation for y'all is by my favorite segment, which is right here, where we get to feature your questions. Send an email to teamkeepitclean@gmail.com, or you can go to patreon.com/Ingravenvids if you want to show the channel a little extra support and become a Team Keep It Clean patron, and you can send your question that way. Let's get into some questions that came from some Team Keep It Clean patrons. First one from my guy, Mikey. He said, is Patrick Queen being judged fairly? Ooh, okay. He said, what's up, Ingraven? I saw a clip of the Nightcap show featuring a special guest, our old pal, Patrick Queen. The clip was highlighting a segment where Queen and Ocho Cinco discussed his Madden overall, which, by the way, is an 82. Ocho Cinco asked Patrick Queen in a quote, tell me what I need to change, and I guarantee you, before week 1, your rating will be where you want it at. Queen complained that his speed is not high enough, and he believes his overall rating should be a bit higher. That's it. He didn't provide any other reasons aside from his speed attribute for his overall rating to increase. Ocho Cinco responded saying that in week 1, he needs to see him pop out on film to make a good case to adjust his rating. Look, I'm not some big Patrick Queen hater, even though I didn't like his idea of becoming a villain and then backing out on it after joining the Steelers. Oh, I remember that. I completely forgot about that, but I do remember now that you bring it up. Because, yeah, he did say that, oh, yeah, I want to be the villain. I want to be the bad guy. But then Raven fans were getting on him, and he was like, oh, no. And I'm like, come on, PQ. You got to stand on something like that. But then, because Ravens fans, they don't forget. Well, except this one, I be forgetting stuff. Anyway, he said, it just seems like his trash talk and complaining does not match the intensity he shows on the field. I personally believe the Madden's rating adjuster got his overall rating right. But is he judged fairly? Curious if you've had a chance to see this clip or the full episode to get your thoughts on it. Hope the fam is doing well in Raven, and just like Patrick Queen's time in Baltimore 2 seasons ago. I'm out. Oh, no, I haven't got to see it yet. I'm sure I will while I'm cleaning up, because I like to put on Nightcap in the background while I'm doing something. Shout out to them. Is Patrick Queen judged fairly? By outside people, I would say yes. By Ravens fans, I would say no. Because a lot of times as fans, we can judge with emotion. Based on, why would he do this to my team? Why he talk to us fans like that? Why he acting like that? Why he had to go join the Steelers? Oh, you're Pittsburgh Steelers, you sorry now. But Patrick Queen, he wasn't sorry. Especially his last 2 years with the Ravens. He was doing his thing. Now, on the Steelers, I haven't really seen too much of him, obviously, when we play the Steelers. And ain't nothing pop out like crazy, anything like that. Well, except Derrick Henry saying, hey, Patrick Queen, what's up, baby? And that King pushed the Queen to the side and said, all right, Henry. But, no, man, Patrick Queen, he's cool, man. But I like when people can judge players. It ain't nothing based off of hate, but I know that could be pretty hard. But anyway, to answer your question again, is he judged fairly? I think it depends on who you ask. Next question also came from a Team Keep It Clean patron, but this one is mysterious. He said, hey, Ingraven, just a quick suggestion on how Team Keep It Clean might refer to Lamar Jackson, a 3-time NFL MVP Lamar Jackson. He said, this is actually a factual statement. Pro Football Writers of America NFL MVP, 3 times. The Pro Football Writers of America NFL MVP. Jackson won the award in 2019, 2023, and 2024, making him the first player to win it in back-to-back seasons since Aaron Rodgers. Now, they got it right. The PFWA, they got it right when it came to the NFL MVP, but it was the NFL that got it wrong. Then, while what you said, it is technically true. He got it from PFWA, which is great, but we want it from the NFL. And hey, I do feel like Lamar, he going to get some more of those MVP awards, whether regular season MVP, and then also Super Bowl MVP. So hopefully he can add to both this season.